beating my head against a biological wall. Like, why? And different dogs, I'm sure, just like human beings, well, positively, they've done studies that genetically different dogs and different people produce more of certain neurotransmitters, right? There's a reason that people get SSRIs and take serotonin uptake inhibitors, right? That kind of thing, because their body doesn't produce enough to make them functional, right? And so why wouldn't dogs be the same way? And so I've come to this, my hypothesis recently, is that there are thrill-seeking personalities in dogs like there are thrill-seeking personalities in human beings, right? Why does somebody want to go rock climbing and jump out of a plane and do that kind of stuff, and they get a huge charge out of it, and somebody else is like, oh, it just makes me sick to my stomach, I never want to see it again, right? What's happening neurochemically there or in your genetic makeup that makes that feel good to one person and not good to another person? Because I know it's true in dogs, right? There are dogs that we select for dogs that like these kind of crazy high arousal activities, that get addicted to them really easily, right? And then some other dog, like somebody's basset hound's not going to get addicted to that same kind of thing, no matter how much you try, right? And so that whole world is just another way of kind of trying to understand what's happening, and for me, checking myself if I think I'm fighting against biology and genetics, because we lose that battle every time.
Yes, it's stupid to go against it. I mean, it's really stupid to go against it. And like what you just said, like I call it, I know that I call it, I'm sure I picked it up from somewhere, but I call it home base. Like that, like if you, I mean, something super cool can be happening around you, but if your home base is to find something shitty about it and get upset and angry or get sad, you will find it and you will become that. And it's the same. Dogs do have a home base, and most trainers are preoccupied with making the behaviors and not understanding where is the home base. It's just like the first thing, understand what ticks in there. Where do you want to be? And let's see how we can change that if we need to change it, or let's feed it. But I'm very few trainers I talk and I see really look into and appreciate, oh, that's its home. That's where he wants to be. No matter what's happening around, he wants to be excited and happy and oblivious. And now you're trying to force him into something, and you're almost upset that the dog is oblivious. But
that's his home base. I love that. I love the way you're talking about it. I call it their happy place, whatever you want, like the spot where they're. It's the same in humans, right? So the same idea that we want to change somebody into our societal idea of the ideal person, right? So if you're shy, they want to bring you out of your shell, right? If you're there's all these sorts of ways of looking at what's natural for a person or a dog as something that needs changing. And dog trainers, especially, because you get paid to fix what people think are problems, right? And not to say that there are dogs out there doing things they shouldn't be doing, for sure, like all that kind of stuff, but the idea that without appreciating that individual dog's dogness, you're not going to be successful at that, right? Unless you know where their home base is. Like, you're never going to be successful at that. Or you're going to make the dog's life miserable. Even if you appear to block, stop, whatever the behavior you don't want for a period of time, you haven't changed the essence of that dog. And it's like building a house on a shoddy foundation. It's going to come down because you weren't built on who they really are, right? It's a behavior modification kind of thing. I just started teaching a class that I call behavior modification a couple of years ago after all this time because I refused to do it. I'm like, no, it's not its own thing. This idea that the problem dogs have a problem, and how do you come in and fix that problem? Give me the recipe for separation anxiety. Give me the recipe for leash reactivity, like that kind of thing. And to me, it was driving me mad. I'm like, it's understanding the individual dog. It's all the things that we would do in training, period. And it's just good dog training. Like, I don't want to talk about it like it's its own thing in isolation. And I finally caved